welcome to Bartelle's Money Talk, your go-to podcast for financial empowerment and insight. Let's dive in.
I would like for you to tell me, Miss Renee, exactly what is a virtual assistant?
So, Theresa, thank you so much for that question. A virtual assistant is someone who supports business owners, entrepreneurs, content creators, anyone who has a vision of doing something great, but they don't have enough bandwidth, time, hands to get it all done. And they need to reach out to someone to give them that support. That's, in a nutshell, what a virtual assistant does. And at our business at Executive Help Now, we have very high-level virtual assistants that are US-based who are able to jump in and hit the ground running and make immediate impact so that founders can see a difference in what and having them as an extension of their team.
Okay. So now that you've told us this, so listeners, if you have a small business, if you feel like you can't get enough done, if you're working a full-time job and you're trying to start your business on the side before you leave your 9 to 5, this is an episode for you. We are here to help you win with your money. If you have a small business, I hope and pray that it's one that God gave you in your heart. And we're here to help you save it if you're at the brink of giving up because you don't have enough help. So welcome to Bartelle's Money Talk. And Miss Renee, now at this time, I would love for you to introduce yourself and tell us how you exactly got into this.
I'm so happy to. So, like you said, my name is Renee Hastings. I am the founder and CEO of Executive Help Now, which is a virtual assistant service agency of high-level executive assistants that are US-based that we get to assign as account managers, business operations managers, senior level executive assistants, and project managers. Whatever it is that you need, we're here for you. And I started this business because someone said to me, if you're going to start a business, do what you know and do what you love. And since my background had always been in providing support to senior level executives in the C-suite at Fortune 100 and Fortune 500 companies, I really loved that role. I loved that position that I had and that relationship that I had with my executive and the trust that they put in me to be their confidant and help them manage their life and their departments and all their people and things like that. So I basically started a business doing what I knew how to do. But it started before then because I am the granddaughter of a sharecropper who moved his family from the South of America to an Amish community in Wisconsin. And for those that are listening only and not able to see me, I am a Black woman. So our whole family is Black. And so in this community of Amish people, if you saw another Black person, they were family. So my grandfather said to us and ingrained in us from infancy, it seems like, that we had to be people of integrity. We have to be hardworking. We have to have a strong work ethic. And people need to be able to trust what we say because it's a reflection of our family. And every one of you is a reflection of this family. And so because I've had that ingrained in me from the time I was little, I just understood that hard work and being thorough and excellent, this is standard of excellence, was just kind of ingrained in me. That's how I operated even in school, ending up, excuse me, when we left the farm, my mom, who's a single mom, ended up moving to Madison, Wisconsin, which is the capital. And so it's a bigger community, more diverse, and they had a summer youth employment program. And it was through this summer youth employment program that they exposed us young people to opportunities to identify our natural gifts. And it was then where they assigned me to the Madison Urban League, and they wanted me to help them organize a library that I discovered I have a natural gift and skill for organizing things. So I was 12 years old, and they gave me this massive task which I was able to do and accomplish by the end of the next year. They assigned me to a company called Norrell Temporary Services. And the owner of that franchise was a Black woman. And so when I saw that she was making such a difference in our community by providing work for people who were looking for jobs, and my job was to give them applications and key their information into the computer, I made this inner vow. And I said, one day I'm going to run an office, or I'm going to own a business too. And that's what I set my mind to. So all my classes that I took were typing classes, shorthand classes, dictation classes, marketing, business, all the classes. I know I'm totally dating myself because the audience probably don't even know what those things are, but they were important.
It's
back
okay.
in the day. And so I ended up graduating from high school at 16 years old. And my plan was to go straight to college and do well. But I ended up graduating with a 1-month-old son. So
Wow.
once that happened, my mom said, just because you have had this child doesn't mean your life is over. It's going to be harder, but it's not over. And so she was very supportive, and I was able to get a very good paying job working for the state of Wisconsin because I graduated already from high school and I could work a full-time day job during the day and a part-time night job so that we wouldn't end up on welfare, which was another statistic that they shared in health class, that if you are a teen mom, you're going to end up on welfare. I wanted to defy at least one of the odds. So I worked really hard for my son's whole first year. But then I ended up missing his first words, his first steps, all the firsts. I missed them all. And so I ended up marrying his father, and we still ended up on welfare.
Wow.
But all of that, I say all that to say that everything happens for a reason, and all of our past experiences prepare us for other things that are to come. They provide us with these opportunities to discover our own strength and intestinal fortitude, and give us opportunity to trust God to help us through these things. So I had lots of opportunities to trust God, and He has been so faithful. And so throughout all this time, I'm continuing to grow in my career as an assistant, an executive assistant, a senior executive assistant, and then eventually the executive assistant to chief operating officers of these Fortune 100 companies that I've mentioned earlier. And once I started the business, it was like many of your audience members who have a full-time day job during the day, and they kind of have this side hustle that they do as their business on the side. So I did the exact same thing. Just because I had financial obligations I had to meet, and I wasn't exactly sure of myself that I could do the business and be able to help sustain us with just the income coming in from the business. But the more clients I brought on, and they saw the difference that it made, it not only in their personal lives, but in their business, and how their business was able to just explode because they started building a team, they kept telling their friends. And the more friends they told, the more business I got. And so the more hours I had to work. So I'm working my 8 to 5 all day, come home, try to be a wife to my husband, cook some food, and then get started on working probably about 7, 8 o'clock at night, up till 2, 3, 4 in the morning, working on the business, take a nap so I can get up at 6 to be back at work by 8. I did this for months and months and months. And finally, my uncle finally said to me, he says, Renee, you know this is not sustainable, right? And I said, yes, I'm so tired. And by this time, the quality of my work on my day job and in my business started to suffer.
Right.
Now, you remember my story. There's no less
halfway.
So I knew something had to change because, again, my family name is at stake here. And so I ended up hiring my first virtual assistant, and her name is Ashley. I was introduced to her by my cousin introduced her to me. She had just started this business, and she said, you should call her. She might be able to help you. Well, when I spoke to Ashley, I immediately recognized that she and I were like this. Like
Wonderful.
everything I did, she would do. Every question I asked, she answered the exact same way I would answer it. And then she added on some extra stuff that I wouldn't have.
God.
Like, oh, this is definitely going to work. Well, that was over 5 years ago. Ashley is now our business operations manager. She oversees a team of 3 success coaches, and our success coaches oversee a team of about 25 to 30 assistants. So we are super proud of what we have built and seen so much change in the lives of our clients once they bring us on and add us as an extension of their teams.
And you did that in 5 years.
Yes. But I started the business. I'm going to take that back. I started the business in 2014 as my side hustle. Right.
By yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I've been 100% in the business full time, no corporate job for the past 3 years.
That is amazing. And so I heard all of the things you said, like how you got burned out. People are getting burned out, and I'm sure there has to be someone, if it's just one, Renee, that could possibly be listening, and they really do feel like can't do it no more, that they got to give up. Can you tell the listeners how to know when they need to bring in a virtual assistant versus giving up on what they want to do?
Yes, absolutely. So the time that you want to think about bringing in somebody is when you recognize that you're spending too much time doing those things that are not income generating activities. So if you are spending your time trying to schedule appointments with other busy people who are just as busy as you, and so you're going back and forth trying to find a date that works or a time so that you can talk business, all of those things can be handled by somebody else. If you're spending time in your email, managing your email, if you're spending time working on reports or presentations or making your own travel arrangements, all of those things take away your valuable time from being able to do the things that made you create this business. So delegate those things. Let somebody else do those things so that you can focus on the things that you love, the things that will add value to your bottom line and help you ultimately grow.
Okay, and so I have to dial in on this. You said US based.
Yes.
Can you talk about the US base? Because sometimes we go to other countries to get virtual assistants. What makes your US based virtual assistants better than the foreign countries?
You're listening to another episode of Bartelle's Money Talk. We'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsors. Take charge of your financial future with Bartelle's Financial Coaching, led by Theresa Bartelle. We offer personalized guidance to overcome debt and achieve financial peace. Our results-oriented approach provides actionable strategies for lasting change, no matter your background. We welcome you to schedule a free consultation today at 833-252-0320. Start your journey towards a brighter financial future today.
First of all, so when I was first starting the business, so I completely understand wanting to try to find someone who was in my budget. And my budget at the time was probably $4 an hour, which is still very much the case today. However, for $4 an hour, usually you'll get $4 an hour work. A lot of times, what I discovered in my experience, I spent just as much time trying to explain what it was I needed to have done in order for them to properly comprehend what the task was. And then once I got it back, the English was so poorly written that I spent more time fixing it than I would have just from doing it myself. So it was not for me. I didn't want to go that route. I couldn't continue going that route. And so when you get a US-based assistant, you will pay more, but you will also get someone who understands US business. They understand what this economy looks like, and they understand the implications that are had on your business because of different various things that are going on, whether it's in the administration or in your industry or whatever it looks like. They already know because they're here. They're have a finger on the pulse of what's going on, and they can add value immediately because they know what you're talking about when you're having a conversation with them, and they can offer some suggestions that you may not have thought about or bring you a different perspective because they've worked with other clients in your field and seen what has worked for them and may have another option for you that you hadn't thought about. So there's just a whole lot of benefit to add on a US-based assistant versus someone from somewhere else. And there's no language barrier. There's no language barrier. And there's no, not typically a time zone issue or a weather issue. So they deal with typhoons and earthquakes over there that we don't have to deal with for the most part.
That was powerful, powerful. And may I squeeze in one more question? Because listeners, this is such a great interview. Miss Renee has so much knowledge. I'm trying to squeeze in one more question. Do we have time for one more?
Of course, of course.
Okay, and so some people have problems with delegating because they want to be in the know of everything. What advice would you give to someone who don't know how to delegate duties?
Well, I guess the better, so that was a great question, but something someone may want to ask themselves first is why? Why won't I delegate? Because it's not that they can't, it's that they won't.
Whoa, okay.
Okay, and so the bigger question is, why won't you delegate? Typically, it's something much deeper than just handing off a task. Typically, it has something to do with a fear of losing control, which is also based in something else that happened somewhere else. It's deeper than that. It could be a fear of, it could be perfectionism. You think nobody can do it like you, so you're not going to trust. So there's a trust issue. There's a perfectionism issue. There's fear, all kinds of fear on top of fear on top of fear that keeps people from delegating. They need to get to the root cause of what that fear is. And once they identify that, it gets revealed to them. They deal with it and do the work to get through it and work through it, even if it just means delegating one little thing that doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Something that's not really going to move the needle or make a difference if something bad happens. Delegate one thing and have your assistant consistently prove themselves that they are capable, they are able, they will consistently provide you with accurate work over and over and over again. And when they repeatedly do this, trust gets developed. Once that trust is developed, then they're able to delegate more and a little more and a little more. But it's a baby step process. And we've been doing this a long time. So we're used to this and we help them.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. So if someone has heard your voice, they see what a virtual assistant can do in their lives, who needs to find you?
Everyone with a business needs to find us, especially if they are a portfolio company and they've received funding from a venture capitalist or a private equity investor, and that money comes with requirements, like they have these reporting requirements or they have these stipulations that come with the money. Sometimes all that back office work that's required as part of those stipulations can divert their attention from doing the things that they were funded for. So that's when you need to call us so we can take care of those things. So you can put your focus where it needs to be on the vision that you have for the company.
Okay, so tell the ones who need to find you how they can best find you.
So we can be reached anywhere on social media. We're at executivehelpnow.org. We have LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. I also have my own podcast called Renee Speaks, which was originally created to help women entrepreneurs along their entrepreneurial journey. I bring in subject matter experts to talk about everything related to business so that they don't have to make the same mistakes I made when I was getting started. And so I welcome them to join me on YouTube. The show is called Renee Speaks. And on our website, there's a contact form. If you like what you see on our website or you have questions about the different things, at executivehelpnow.org is our website. Feel free to fill out a contact form and I'll be happy to get back to you.
Okay, well, Renee, this has been good. I'm like, we might have to do a part 2 because I want to keep digging and digging. We're going to respect your time. Thank you so much for joining Bartelle's Money Talk. And I'm telling you, God bless you. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. I receive all the blessings.
You're welcome. And you have a good afternoon.
You too.
Thank you.
That's all for today's episode of Bartelle's Money Talk. We hope you found our discussion insightful and empowering.
If you want to stay connected and access more tips and resources, don't forget to subscribe to Bartelle's Money Talk on your preferred podcast platform.
And please consider leaving us a review. Your feedback helps us improve and reach more listeners like you.
For even more financial guidance and exclusive content, visit our website at bartellscoaching.com.
Until next time, remember, the journey to financial freedom is within reach.
I'm Theresa.
And I'm Johnny Bartelle, signing off. Take care, and here's to your financial success.